Hello, all. Welcome, friends. I hope you're ready to fight. It was Struggle City getting StreamYard to cooperate with us today for reasons unknown.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that was about, but right up at the top here, I had a fun idea for making sure that our audio was in sync to make our sound editor's life easier, is that we could crack open a cold one in 3, 2, 1. And if you don't have a cold one, just make the noise. How do we feel about that?
I mean, we could also just clap before the intro.
Oh, but that sounds fun. I don't think it's as fun. We could do whatever you want, though.
See, I feel like it's easier for you because you drink seltzer all the time. I don't typically open cans very often.
I mean, you could do 3, 2, 1 clap, and I will crack open my cold one.
I'm sure that'd be really fun for the people.
I mean, okay, fine. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Sound? I don't know.
Good enough.
I think it's supposed to be the same sound. The reason you clap is because it's louder than other
I mean, well, then 3, 2, 1. This is going to be fun because we are in separate places, so I don't know how well that'll actually work. Sorry, Nick.
Johnny's gonna be like, "Why did you do this?"
Sorry.
But
right up at the top here, let's do our little vibe check. I added that as a graphic. What's up? How's it going? Anything new to report?
Nothing that I don't want to save for the worsening, I think.
All right, you know what? Noted. I am kind of in the same, actually pretty much entirely in the same boat. Although it stormed like crazy here yesterday, and it was raining today, but was absolutely delighted to find out that Oliver could not give a fuck about thunder.
Oh. Yeah,
like it was just like utterly insane, but he was just hanging out, just chilling.
Yeah.
So like that was good.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's pretty much all that is worth remarking on that isn't also for the worsening.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let me pull up the document for the week here. Okay. So I alluded to this during our Longlegs stream because I came up with something. And the question is this a cursed concept? And the reason that I couldn't tell you what this was, like what the concept is because I think your initial reaction to the words that are about to come out of my mouth might answer the question for me. So, like, prepare yourself. Is this a cursed concept? Long-sleeved Hawaiian shirt.
Yes. I hate it.
I had a feeling that might be the answer.
Doesn't make sense. Because when you wear a Hawaiian shirt, that's like summer, warm,
It's
whatever.
tropical.
You don't want long sleeves when it's warm.
You don't want long sleeves when it's warm, but what if you want to bring a tropical vibe to a function that is not in the tropics?
You probably shouldn't. You probably just shouldn't do that.
I mean, I wear Hawaiian shirts regardless of location or season.
Do you do that in the winter?
Have I worn Hawaiian shirts in the winter? Yes, absolutely.
Huh. Nope, that's weird.
It's also, I mean, and maybe that's just a me thing because I simply don't care, TM.
Yeah, I don't think long sleeve Hawaiian shirts would sell well.
Okay.
I could see it being roasted online.
See, my thing is, I think I could rock it. And maybe I'm just fucking delusional, but I really think I could pull it off. I think I could pull off the long-sleeved Hawaiian shirt.
It just, no, it wouldn't look right. Like, it's like wearing cut-off snow pants or something. Like, you have an item that's intended for a certain kind of weather, but you're adapting it for a different kind.
And maybe I'm delusional, but I am coming up with some pretty fly fits in my mind for the long-sleeved Hawaiian shirt. So frankly, maybe I'll like buy 2 Hawaiian shirts on clearance and make myself a long-sleeved Hawaiian shirt. and see what I can do from there.
Nope, I don't like it.
I think I could pull it off, but I also just, again, have no shame. So,
yeah, I think it is.
I mean,
cursed.
I'll accept that it's a cursed concept and also still wear it. You've seen the way I dress. Many people on this pod who either watch or are part of this podcast network have seen the way that I dress.
Question: have you Googled it?
No. Oh my God, wait.
That's what I'm doing right now. It is a thing.
Oh my God, I don't even have to make it. Hold on. Long sleeve Hawaiian shirt.
I mean, because of course it is. Oh God, no, I do hate it. I hate it just as much as I thought I would.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna get real weird with it. Especially, like, you know how they'll do, like, Hawaiian shirts, but it's, like, you know, it like, nerdy is the only way I can describe it, but it's not always specifically, like, a fandom thing. Like, it'll be like, oh, here's all these, like, you know, like, creepy, like, gothic, like, you know, mushrooms and moss and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That long sleeve, I'm having some ideas.
All these Google image results are dudes, for the most part, very white dudes, who seem to be wearing them with primarily white or khaki pants.
No, that's weak.
And,
That's
like,
very. I mean, I'm seeing the same Google image search results that you are, but I think that's incredibly weak sauce.
But it's like they're trying to be
Like-
dressy about it. Like, this is a button-down shirt. Who cares what the pattern is?
But, like, here's a vintage one that's, like, black and white, but it's, like, you know, there's some islandscape happening, but it's black and white, and it's, like, island night, stars. I could do something with that, I think.
For what function?
I don't
Just
know.
like
Going to
hanging
the
out.
mall. Who cares? Again, I wore tech. I put on tech wear cargo pants and, like, goth blackout neck makeup just to go to the movies. Who cares? I'll wear things anywhere.
I think the question also is, like, even if it's like, okay, yeah, fine, why choose this? You know,
'Cause
like,
it's cold.
but you can wear anything with long sleeves. Why choose the combination of long sleeved and then also Hawaiian shirt?
I don't know. I really like. I think it could be a vibe. As a person who, frankly, when I am going out somewhere that isn't just, like, to go get groceries, I do dress to attract attention. That's, like, maybe that just makes me, like, you know, a horrible, vain individual or whatever, but I like knowing that people are looking.
I don't think a long sleeve Hawaiian shirt would accomplish that.
I think combined with some other things, it would help. Yes, thank you for agreeing with me, son. Let's see.
I feel like
He's
the other things would be what gets the attention, not the shirt.
also true, but I could build a fit from there that would get the attention. I'm
then
waiting
why
to
did you
see
get this
if
in
he's
the first
getting.
place?
No. Oh God, no, not on top of the PC. Okay, I have to go crinkle a toy so that he'll leave. He's been a huge fan of my desk chair lately, up to the point of, like, sitting on my lap while I play video games and stuff, which is very nice, but he also still likes the top of my PC way too much.
Gotta get some, like, chicken wire to put around it. Keep him out of there.
Oliver, Mark, forget it. Whatever, as long as you're not on top of the computer. He's a little shit, but I love him. Anyway, so, well, now that we've established that it's cursed and the fact that it's cursed won't stop me, I was looking through my saves on TikTok this morning just because I was bored, and I remember that I do this to myself constantly, where I'll save something for the podcast and then I'll save a bunch of things right after it and forget about it, even when I go back through my likes, because it'll quickly get buried. But and this will be linked in the description for anybody who wants to see it. if you could have been cast in any movie in history, which would you choose?
I feel like that's hard, and I feel like we've talked about sort of a variation on this before, because I think we talked about like what movie do we think would be the most fun to have been part of or something.
Essentially, like, yeah, so I guess it is kind of like, you know, a redux of that, because the person who made this TikTok has some, I'm going to say, some very correct answers, even though this is a, you know, subjective question.
Well, it's funny because I watched the video earlier, and you know, he talks about the first couple. I can't remember what the first one was, but he mentions like Wet Hot American Summer, and
which, like, hell yeah, summer camp with Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
and like all the funniest people of a generation.
As he was talking about those ones, in my head, I was like, man, Lord of the Rings would have been cool. And then that's...
Which, like, again, and that is such an objectively correct fucking answer, because they filmed all 3 of those over the course of like 18 months or whatever. So you just get to go fucking shack up in New Zealand in the Shire and have the time of your life for like a year.
Yeah. Plus,
hello.
Like, the cast, they're like family. I believe a bunch of them have tattoos and stuff.
Like, I want to be part of that. That sounds delightful.
Yeah. So just based on the location of it and also the way the cast bonded, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I'm not even that big of a Lord of the Rings nerd. Like, I love the movies. I read The Hobbit and enjoyed it. I find the actual Lord of the Rings books a little kind of, like, dry for my taste. Like, it's a great story. I just think the prose just doesn't grab me in the way that seeing it cinematically does. But yeah, oh my god. Everyone who was involved in that seems to have had the time of their fucking lives. And God, I wish that were me.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the Wet Hot American Summer answer made me think of like an even older version of that, which would be Meatballs.
Yeah.
I think that would be, again, be fun. Just like summer camp with a bunch of like funny people from that era.
Yeah.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, and the reason I brought up the fact that we've done sort of a version of this before is because I feel like I'll probably say some of the same things I said at that time, because I feel like the first thing you gotta think about is like, what would you be looking for in the movie? Like, so is it you're gonna pick based on the people that are in it because you wanted to like meet or hang out with certain comedians? Do you choose it because of setting, the story? Like, it's hard to find one that
I also feel like it depends on which movie you pick. Because again, like Meatballs, for example, I just want to fucking hang out. That sounds fun.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I feel like that would be anything where you get to improv like that, I think would be particularly fun, because they said they had enough footage for like a whole nother movie that unfortunately had to get cut. But I feel like you would just wind up doing so many fun things.
Yeah.
So there's that. I see you coming back in here. Don't you dare. Sorry, what was that?
Any movie with Muppets.
Oh my god, any Muppet movie. Yes, please. Also, I will be pushing for Muppet War and Peace until the day that I fucking die. I think that would be so funny, and I want Peter Bezukov to be the only human in that entire story, because I think it would be perfect.
I tried to phrase that broadly on purpose, because anything that comes from Jim Henson goes in that category. So,
Labyrinth, baby.
That's what I was about to say. So, like, Labyrinth would be an example of that, because then you get to you get the Muppets, but you also get David Bowie.
I get to slow dance with David Bowie. Don't fucking mind if I do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My name's already Sarah. I'm set. Similar hair color.
There you go.
Very white.
It works.
Just slide right in there.
I mean, I think you could rock the sort of fantasy, like 80s fantasy core that she's wearing. I think it's a look.
Yeah.
What else? and this has 100% come up before. I know there are so many movies where I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Everything about filming this fucking sucked.
Yeah.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show being a prime example that we have 100% mentioned. Everybody on that set was miserable, even though they were like kind of having fun, but man, it was cold, is what I've gathered.
Yeah. Which, I mean, and that goes back to what I said about, like, what are your criteria going to be? Because...
But again, everyone in Rocky Horror, holy shit, I want to hang out.
Exactly. So does it really matter if it was kind of miserable? Like...
Yeah, the trauma bonding, honestly, might actually be kind of fun in a fucked up way.
And, like, not just Tim Curry, but Tim Curry as Frankenfurter. Like, being physically in his presence while he's dressed like that.
We are keeping this podcast... You know what? This podcast is kind of rated R. We are not going to cross the line into NC-17.
Yep. Yeah.
We will save that for some after dark stream or whatever.
Not out loud, only internally.
Yeah, I would want to hang out with everybody or like Clue. Oh my god, I want to hang out with all those people.
Okay, so just any Tim Curry movie.
Yeah, frankly, any Tim Curry movie.
Yeah.
You get no complaints from me.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to be cast in this because I'm sure it was probably just utter insanity. But I also kind of like, I would just want to see how the fuck this ran because the scope is unbelievable. The fucking Sergei Bondarchuk War and Peace that's like 7 hours long and has like, I think still holds one of the records for like most extras in a battle scene or whatever. Like the scale of it is utterly insane, and I have no idea how anyone got anything done trying to just keep track of that much shit that was happening in front of a camera. Man, I would like to see what a day on that set was like. I don't think it would necessarily be fun.
Yeah.
It would probably be a lot TM, but God, what a feat. So that's like a tangential, I don't actually really want to be cast, or maybe I just like want to be an extra for a day just to see what the hell's going on, because it's very impressive. The final product is incredible.
Just hang out, sit in one of those director chairs, put on the cans, and just
yeah. So that. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else where it's like, no, I really want to be like, I want to be like fully committed in it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's got to be something comedy.
Yeah, I feel like the vibes are like a schlocky horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a comedy, some sort of horror, or like any kind of like B movie would probably be a really good time. Or like, I can't really sing all that well, but a musical would be super fun. Like Little Shop of Horrors. That would be a great time.
I imagine being in the movie Rubber. That would be a great time.
That's another thing that I think would be fun. Some sort of indie flick, like preferably like, you know, comedy, indie horror, something like that, where it's like we're all like, you know, scraping this together with everything we've got and having a blast doing it. Man, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, Rubber is an absolute masterpiece.
Rubber is a great fucking movie. Or a schlocky action movie. Like The Mummy? Oh my god.
Oh, I was thinking about something with like Schwarzenegger. There was a movie that came out when I was a kid called Last Action Hero. I would be in that.
I have never heard of that before.
It's like a kid, he gets a magic movie ticket that like allows him to go in through a movie screen and be in the movie world.
Oh, that's banger.
Yeah, and so he goes into the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is like a cop. And so he doesn't know he's not real and stuff, and but
oh my god, I want to be in the Barbie movie. That just seems like it would be so much fun. I want to put on pretty little Barbie dresses.
And just say, hey, Barbie all day.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. So that, what did I just said something. Again, schlocky action movies. I want to be in The Mummy. 1999. Fucking masterpiece. And also just surrounded by hot people.
I mean, that's most movies, to be fair.
Yeah. But like, oh my god, that would be so much fun. Pirates of the Caribbean movies look like they'd be a fucking blast. I want to swing off of sailboat of giant like sail ropes and jump into the water and sword fight. With fucking Orlando Bloom, hello.
Yeah, I feel like aside from Lord of the Rings movies, I would have to go with something that's kind of over the top silly. I think that would be the overall vibe I want.
Yeah, the best vibes I think would be any sort of like indie comedy or horror, any kind of like, again, schlocky horror, schlocky action, or just like comedies in general. I think those would be the best vibes. Oh, also, I would be in a Saw film. I'd be having a fun time. But again, that has the like the indie, like, you know, we're just doing our best here. Especially like the first one. That would be great. Just sort of like, well, we'll see if this sticks. See what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be fun, but that's again, also just as a person who has had her brain rotted by horror movies. But honestly, no, I had a thought and now it's gone. Please continue.
I kind of want to say Monty Python movies, but because I don't know though. Like there was, I don't know about the vibes between them.
Yeah, there was tension at points.
There was tension, you know, and Graham Chapman was an alcoholic, and some of the stories about things that he did even on set, and it's like, I don't know if but to be there when they're just banging together coconuts and, you know.
That sounds kind of, Young Frankenstein. That would be super fun.
You know what? Let's expand that. Any Mel Brooks movie. Spaceballs would have been a blast.
Oh, God, absolutely.
Men in Tights. I would have loved to be Men in Tights.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for any Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm really going to come up with anything all that. I think I've covered all of my bases, essentially. Or actually, you know, Airplane would have been fun.
Yeah. As I said, anything that's sort of like silly and kind of over the top or something like that would be my top choice.
Pretty much any of those like iconic comedies. Oh, and this is like, I just remembered something that happened today. This is only related because it is talking about movies. So before we move on in that direction, do we have anything else to say about that? Because I think we've done a decent job of covering all of our bases.
Oh yeah, no, we said a lot of movies.
Love that. Okay, so today I was just scrolling through my Twitter timeline, and one of my like actual real life friends like posted something about like, oh, I'm watching this for the first time. I'm gonna go watch When Harry Met Sally, and then they quote tweeted their own post and said something about how like, you know, rom-coms no longer have the fucking sauce, which is just the correct take. And it just made me think of when we were watching like Moonstruck for the stream and everything, and we were just talking about how like there's no chemistry, man, in so many of these like romantic movies today. They just don't make them like they used to. They simply do not have the fucking sauce.
No, although maybe I just don't pay attention. It doesn't seem like they have as many like traditional rom-coms as they used to.
No, they definitely don't. Which is why for the longest time I was like, oh, that's my least favorite genre of movies. I hate the rom-com. But then I went back and I watched like all of these like actual classics, and I was like, wait a goddamn minute. Like when it's done well, so here for it. Fucking Moonstruck, When Harry Met Sally. Oh, love it.
I used to enjoy them occasionally when I was growing up, and I grew out of that at some point, but
oh my god, I love it. I'm such a sucker for it. which again, and I thought I hated that shit for the longest time, but it turns out I just wasn't watching anything good.
Yeah, you gotta watch the right ones.
Or like, oh, Pretty Woman.
Oh, I do love Pretty Woman. I've seen that so
Hello.
many times.
Girl, I pretend I do not see it.
It was one of those ones that used to be like played on TV all the time. I don't know if it still is because I haven't had cable in years, but so when I was growing up, like every time it was on, I was like, "Ooh, Pretty Woman." It was just one of those movies.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
This was a while ago, I think. Fuck off out of here with your advertising.
It was like 3 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not totally out of it. Anyway, what have I got next? I have our asshole of the week. And this one was good. Or I think this one's pretty good.
By good, you mean
as
petty.
Pretty petty. This has been judged already. No, don't take me to the app store. Just open the app on my phone. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, this is so petty. This has been judged, but we're gonna set that aside. Am I the asshole for changing my phone's wallpaper after arguing with my wife? And the post reads thusly. This might sound like a stupid question, but it just seems my wife and I have completely different opinions about it, and she's adamant anyone else would share the same opinion she has. Basically, every time my wife and I have big fights, not huge, but not small either, I feel I don't want to see her as my wallpaper for a while, as it makes me feel uncomfortable because those pictures would normally make me feel happy. Whenever that happens, I would set my wallpaper to that of my son or my cat before our son was born, and change it back to my wife some days later when I felt she did something that made me happy. I didn't think this was such a big deal or anything, but I just heard from my wife that she hates that I do that all the time. According to her, changing the wallpaper when I have negative feelings about her is a really bad thing. She's never gotten upset if I changed it without having negative feelings, though. She also mentioned that she never changed hers for a negative reason, and that it's some kind of betrayal, that it's childish, irresponsible, and comparable to a teenage girl that wants to get attention from her boyfriend and decides to selfishly hurt him because of that. She also said it's not something that a mature adult would do, nor a healthy married couple. Just to be clear, I'll stop that behavior, as I understand that regardless of what everyone thinks, prioritizing whatever she feels is more important. I just really want to know if what I've been doing so far is really such a big thing that it would make me the asshole here. And then he has some edits for clarification. 1, me changing my wallpaper isn't with the intention of her knowing I did it. Sometimes she notices, sometimes she doesn't. When I change it back, it also isn't in a way to reward her behavior. I just change it back because I remember how sweet she can be and I feel I want to see her all the time. I literally raise my phone just to see her on the lock screen sometimes. Edit number 2 for clarification. I don't think she's being controlling or anything. In fact, I believe this wallpaper thing might have been blown up by some experiences we've had in the past. We aren't a couple that wears our wedding rings all the time, especially since taking care of a newborn would require us to keep things clean. During that time, I used to also not wear or take my wedding ring off. There's just like a sentence missing here or something. So I'm not 100% sure what the end of this was supposed to be. But, yeah, thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, you immature fucking weirdo. Who does that?
Does he specify his age? Is he 12?
No.
Is he 12 years old? Is he in middle school?
No, he doesn't say his age at any point. And also, yeah. What are you, fucking 12?
Yeah, there isn't a sentence missing on mine.
Oh.
During
that time it loaded wrong, that's why.
Whereas, yeah, so they just said they weren't, like, wearing their wedding rings all the time when they had the baby because it could hurt him.
Oh yeah, I guess if you got a big rock.
During that time, I used to also not wear or take my wedding ring off, and if I was very upset at her. So
Wow, fucking rude.
yeah.
Yeah, so that just makes it even worse.
Yeah. In parentheses, always at home and without plans of going out. So not like he was taking off the ring to go out and like meet people. I didn't feel this was such a big deal, but then I understand I was totally wrong about that. So taking off his wedding ring when he was mad, he realized that was wrong.
Okay, I mean, I guess at least you're capable of vague self-reflection, but still. Yeah. What? No, this is so fucking juvenile. You are acting like you are 12 years old. Oh, I'm mad at my wife, so I don't want to look at her. Get fucked. Grow up.
Yeah.
Like, but also, the thing that blows my mind about this, and maybe this is just reflective of Reddit's fucking user base, this man was judged, not the asshole. No. Unbelievable.
Did he ever once consider how it might affect her?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he never says that. Like, he never says he does or doesn't understand why it would make her mad.
And that's the thing. He's like, oh, I wasn't doing it to, like, reward her or whatever. Sometimes she sees it, sometimes she doesn't. But she knows, like, now. That, like, regardless of the fact that you weren't being like, oh, look at this. I'm changing it because I'm mad. Like, she is aware, and she feels a certain way about it, and you're not respecting that, you dickhead.
Does he have issues with object permanence? Like, if he can't see her, she just like, I just...
Which, you know, that's just more indicative of this man's lack of maturity, the fact that he does not have object permanence.
Yeah, I feel like you either have the picture on there and you leave it on there, regardless of whether you're mad at her or not, or you just put something else on there and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated. Like, who changes their, like, wallpaper that often?
I haven't changed mine in, like, a year.
I know.
Least. I've had mine as Papa Emeritus IV for fucking ages now.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, hey, I haven't changed this in, like, a long time. Maybe I'll...
Yeah. Sometimes if I find another, like, really good, like, nice high-res photo of, like, a band I like or something from a TV show or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll toss that up there. But, like, I really don't change it all that often.
I think he's an asshole because he didn't think about how it would affect her. He only thought about what he wanted.
He's an asshole for that, and also he's an asshole just for being that fucking immature and feeling the need to do that in the first place.
Yeah. I don't want to see your face. It's also weird, though, that he's like, sometimes I just like to look at her face. And it's like...
So which is it?
Yeah. Also... You could just look at a picture on your phone if that's what you want to do. It doesn't have to be your wallpaper.
Yeah. It's all, this is, don't like, very weird.
Yeah, I particularly...
Definitely the asshole, and honestly really kind of bothered by the fact that he was judged, not the asshole.
Particularly the part that bothers me is, like, when he said he'll change it back to her picture when she does something that makes him happy.
Yeah, fuck off. She doesn't like, one, if you're married, if you have a child together, one, like, that should be your default state. I would hope that's why you chose to get married and have a child together. But yeah, no, how is that not, like, like, you know, positive, negative, like, reinforcement, rewarding certain behaviors, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and it's
just because he isn't, like, actively being like, look.
Yeah, and I glanced through some of the comments, and somebody was mentioning, like, it's sort of the equivalent of if you went around the house and took down pictures off the walls that had her in them.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you do have to see her in person, too.
Such bullshit. You are 100% the asshole.
Yeah. I thought I saw a lot of people on there that were saying he was the asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that was in the, like, I sorted by, like, semi-recent to see what was what. But it was also in controversial, so I wonder if it, like, had just enough to tip it over one way, even though a lot of people were, like, sharing different opinions.
Yeah.
But unless we have anything to say about that, I have some ideas for Mid-Hudson that I thought would be fun to bring up on the pod just because that's getting close.
Mm-hmm.
So, since we're going to be at the Big Dumb Monsters table at Mid-Hudson Comic-Con, one of the things I thought could be fun to do, because we're going to have some of our stuff there, I'm going to bring my little prop microphone that I have for... No, I see you approaching. I see you approaching the PC. Stop it. No. Oliver. Hold on. Yeah, now he's probably not even going to get down. You little dickhead. Hold on.
You girls are very old and great.
Here's one of your favorites. How about this? Will it entice you? That's what I thought. Go get it, dipshit. Thank you. I can't close the door because my office... See, and look at this. Look at my camera skipping. Little asshole. I can't close the door because my office will become inhospitable to human life. What was I saying? I'm going to bring my prop microphone from other cosplays. And help.
Could hear that.
One second.
I heard the thumps.
Here beneath my desk.
Only my microphone were picking up Nyx's bird sounds right now.
And there I go.
And your video's gone.
Yes, it is. Let's...
Oh.
Okay.
Huh.
Oh,
I continue to have problems with StreamYard. I'm going to screenshot what it's currently doing because that's kind of fun.
cool. I'm gonna bring my prop microphone, and I thought it would be fun if we made like a little supercut like con interview video where we have like cosplayers, con attendees weighing in on some of the debates that we are gonna have on like our little whiteboard thing. So I thought that was a fun idea, and I also thought it would be really funny to make those stupid videos where it's like who you think you're emailing, and it's like, you know, very professional photo of you, who you're actually emailing, and then, you know, me as like fucking sexy Mothman. It's a TikTok meme format. I'll send you some videos.
Okay, I'm behind. I don't know that meme format.
I have a couple things that I think would be particularly fun, especially like I think I sent you one of these for it. It's like, oh, be ready at this time, and it's like you flip. They do the like whip pan to the person standing on the bed in full cosplay.
Oh yeah.
So that's essentially it. I have stupid videos that I would like to make.
Sure, that can be arranged. We have time.
And that's what I've got for you. Oh man.
Yeah.
No.
It's a major Mid-Hudson prep time.
Yep. Which actually, if we would like to do the Worsening now, that's a lot of what I've been up to. So why don't we throw that up on the screen? I love that. I think that's so fun. I am never gonna get tired of that. But how are we worse this week, Bestie? Look at him. He's bringing the ball back so I can throw it.
Aw, good boy. Fetching.
But you gotta physically bring it to me.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He wants you to get up
on top of it. Well, I can't because I refused no feet for free. No feet on the stream or the podcast. You have to pay for that.
That took me a minute. I was interpreting feet as in like the measurement.
No.
I was like, do you mean you don't want to walk 2 feet? Like,
No, I mean that I refuse to put my feet on camera unless somebody is paying.
yeah, no, got it now.
Because there's fucking money in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mostly been Mid-Hudson prep. My my leotard for Sexy Mothman arrived in the mail today, and I believe everything else is coming either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go check when we're done recording. So there's that. And also, I banged this shit out today. My Violence Fiend mask remake that I'm so proud of, and I did a much better job this time. I actually thought in advance and put in a straw hole, and I unmade some adjustments from when I made it the first time, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to do this instead of what it says on the instructions because I think that'll help it fit my face better. That was not the case. So I followed it like to the T, and it turned out much better. So I'm really happy about that. I'm going to get that painted and primed very soon. And that's pretty much that's my cosplay's done because the Mothman thing, it's all just me putting it on at the same time, essentially.
Yeah.
So exciting times. I'm really, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, it's mostly just been. Yeah, that's like his favorite toy.
I know. I've thrown it many times.
Oh boy. But yeah, I'm really excited for Mid Hudson, and also I played so much fucking Fallout yesterday. Oh my god, hours. Because I was productive on Monday and Tuesday morning like a big girl, so I rewarded myself with several hours of video games. And that's pretty much it. It's almost entirely cosplay stuff this time.
Okay.
What about you, Bestie?
Oh man. I continue to make things for Mid Hudson.
I love it.
3D print a bunch of things. I did some of these cats today. I started making some tiny octopuses.
Oh my god, I love them!
I have this yard, and I was like, oh, I can turn out some of those.
They're so cute!
Yeah, it's freaking adorable. I can't take it. So I've been, making stuff like that, but also trying to prepare and like stuff for the table. I want to like make a business card holder and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So kind of prepping all of those things and getting ready for that is, I guess, the major way. Although I did start playing Pokemon Scarlet.
Nice.
And there was something else. I don't know. Just lots of anime. Now, there is one major way that I am worse.
Should I be like worried?
We are currently in the midst of Prime Day.
Yes, that's why I bought all the things for my Mothman cosplay like Tuesday morning.
Yes. I know we've talked about this before. I don't advocate supporting Amazon. I hate that I have to do it sometimes, but there are just some things I can't find elsewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have been awaiting Prime Day to get a thing that I said I wasn't gonna get, but then I did it anyway.
If you got a third 3D printer, you fucking did not.
A resin printer?
Girl, have fun dying!
It's fine as long, because I also got an air purifier, and I've got a respirator, gloves. I even got like a rubber apron to protect my clothing. I did lots of research. So
wow.
Yeah, the printer itself arrived today. I have it pretty much set up already. I just can't get the screen protector to not have bubbles in it, and I'm going to lose my freaking mind. I think I have to buy another screen protector. But I can't actually print with it yet because my wash and cure station's not coming until tomorrow. But yeah, it's over here. That's why I keep looking at it. Like it's so beautiful. It's a 14K resolution. That's like about as high as it gets on the market right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Because I was waiting, I knew that it would be on sale for Prime Day, and it was.
Girl, you gotta start taking commissions.
Well, and that's the thing now, right? Well, except with resin prints, you have to be good at painting, because most things you're going to want to paint. I guess unless people want to buy them and paint them themselves.
I mean, that's what I did with my sleep token mask and my armor.
Yeah, but I
just needed someone to print it because I don't have a 3D printer, and at the time you did not either.
Yeah, I'm not particularly good at painting things. I've discovered that as I've had to paint some of the models.
So then, yeah, just do that method. Don't have a 3D printer, need something, here you go.
Yeah,
figure the rest out yourself.
Maybe put a sign up at the table at Mid-Hudson and be like, let me know if you want it printed. I have 3 3D printers now.
Yeah, sure. Why? Honestly, that's a really good idea. Do that.
I got my first one in November. I will say, I did, because I'm on the various subreddits for 3D printing, trying to figure out problems here and there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody who said that they bought their first 3D printer and they bought a second one within the first week.
Jesus Christ.
And then they were like, that was a few months ago. Now I have 3 of them. Is that a problem? Do I have a problem? It's a very common thing. Once you get one, it's like that's why people have printer farms.
Yeah, okay. I guess I get it.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited because I can do all these like detailed models now. And
I love it.
I have technically never seen a resin printer in person.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever seen them print in videos.
Also, just general, you should talk to the guy that I commissioned for my vessel mask because he's at all of the same cons we frequent, and y'all can talk shop.
Yeah, I got to get a little practice in with this, but maybe I'll print some things for Mid-Hudson on it.
Exciting.
Maybe I shouldn't say this on air, but I think I might just abandon the idea of staying away from copyrighted characters. Everybody else does.
I mean, we're not going to get all of us.
I went to a big craft fair on Sunday, like an arts fest, so that lots of people who make crafts and whatnot. And there were all kinds of people selling crochet and paintings and 3D printed stuff, and everybody had copyrighted characters. Everybody.
My hot take is kind of who's going to take the time.
I think if you're in person, it doesn't matter so much. If you're selling them online, it's easier to get caught.
Yeah. So don't do that. But who is really going to take the time because someone with a 3D printer sold a Pikachu figure at their local craft fair?
Yeah. And likewise, I'm pretty sure nobody from these companies is going to be watching our podcast to hear me talking about. And technically, I haven't done it yet. It's just something I'm playing around with. I have not printed any copyrighted characters.
So take that.
Yeah.
The man.
But, I discovered a different website with models that are primarily for resin printers. And so I've been having a great time.
Fun.
Yeah. So there's I'm excited to see how it goes. Hopefully I won't screw it up.
I'm interested.
It's a pretty big one too. I didn't want to go
small.
Why bother?
Yeah, point taken. I feel like I had one other thing. I feel like you reminded me of something, but now I can't remember what it is. Get away from my fucking computer.
Stop it.
I didn't want to get into the situation like I did with my FDM printers where I got one and then I was like, but it's too small, so I had to get another one that was bigger. If I just start with the bigger one, avoid that.
You come here. The criminal.
Hey, I know you can't hear me, but hey, you.
In all his glory. Hi. Yeah. You're too cute for me to stay mad at you. Actually, I don't think I've ever genuinely been mad at you. You just irritate me sometimes.
Nix is just sleeping in the window behind me, and Luna is sleeping under the new printer.
He was a delightfully good boy all day today when I was crafting. He's just hit his limit, which, that's fair. He's just a little guy.
He napped too much. Now he has all this pent-up energy.
The struggle.
The zoomies.
Zoomies indeed. I think... No, stop it. It's relentless. Away. Away from all of the sensitive equipment, please.
I played tennis against a wall once.
Fucking relentless.
That's what I think of every time I hear the word relentless.
That and I think of Nandor. But before this boy decides to cause even more trouble, because I think we're both significantly worse, and I don't think I have anything else, I think that's where we're going to sign off for tonight. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week for more chaos, probably. Let's be real with ourselves here. Adios, everybody.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, and for ad-free live broadcasts of the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch channels or consider donating to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening!